sound of Nottinghamshire.
Together, we can make a difference. BBC.
Radio Nottingham. But I want to talk to you about a very curious but not very well known childhood ailment, and this is to do with a child being unable to swallow. It's a scary thought, isn't it? It does affect 1 in every 3,500 babies born in the UK. Now, Rachael Scott knows firsthand what it's like because her daughter Grace had feeding issues after her birth. Well, Rachael was supported by the Nottingham-based charity TOFS and wants to make others aware about the condition. I'm delighted to say that Rachael is here with us this afternoon. Rachael, a very good afternoon to you. Thank you for joining.
Thank you for having us.
Tell me about Grace then. Tell me about, I'm aware that you kind of first noticed that she had feeding issues reasonably quickly after she was born. What happened?
She just wouldn't feed, and actually that probably saved her. Because it might have been an automatic reaction for her to not, because something was severely wrong. She was born unable to swallow, as all OA TOF children are, and have several there are several other conditions that can go alongside this, but the main part is that they are born unable to swallow, suffer with difficulties with swallowing, reflux issues, respiratory issues. It is a lifelong condition, basically.
So just take me back to those early days with Grace. So she was unable to feed, and obviously for you went, well, something here isn't quite right.
Absolutely.
How did they realise exactly what had happened to Grace?
Well, to cut a long story short, if she'd have been my first child, I would have had no idea to begin with, which is the scariest part of it, is that it's not really known, and it's not always picked up initially before you have the baby. It's not picked up, and so. Yeah, I knew something wasn't wrong. She cried funny, which sounds really bizarre, but she cried like a kitten. And so, we broached midwives, etc. And to a certain point, we then realised that something wasn't right, and we needed to look into this. And so, when she ended up in hospital, when they couldn't quite figure out straight away what was wrong, they then decided to put a feeding tube down her trachea, and it stopped. It wouldn't go down any further, and that's because her esophagus ended, and there was a pouch which then connected to her lungs. So anything that she had have taken in would have gone straight into her lungs, and she would have aspirated. So we were very lucky that actually she chose not to feed, as she was very difficult in trying to feed her. And obviously your automatic reaction as a new parent is give that baby what they need and feed them. And so, very difficult times, but we're very lucky. We're one of the very lucky ones.
Okay, how's Grace now?
Oh, she's an energetic 8-year-old girl who
is she? Oh, wow.
Absolutely loves gymnastics, and she loves her food, which is a really important thing for us. We wanted her to not be scared of food, because they can have difficulties chewing, and they really have to chew things really well. We have to cut things up so that they don't choke, because obviously where the scar tissue has been, where the repair has been, that can obviously cause some issues continuing through life, even though the repair has happened. So we were always, quite keen on the fact that she wants food, she eats it, and we give her it.
Yeah. And does she eat? I was just about to say, I suppose normally, does she eat like everybody else eats? Does she kind of put it in her mouth and chew it, and in that respect? Yeah.
There's a lot of from when she was a toddler, it was very important for us to tell her every few seconds that, you need to chew and always have a drink around, and plenty of fluids to help send that food down, basically. And now, she's so used to it. It's the norm to her. So we're touch wood. We don't have too many swallowing issues today, but there are those that are seriously still affected, even getting into teenage years.
So tell me about TOFS then, the charity. And I know that you have been supported by the charity as well. I know that you fundraise for them too.
Yes, yeah. So TOFS is a Nottingham-based charity that's made up of committed board of trustees, of which have a connection, whether it be a grandchild, a child, themselves. So all have an association with OA TOF. And so we obviously researched as soon as we had Grace and had no idea about the condition at all, had never even heard of it. And that is a case for a lot because there's only 1 in 3,500 babies born with it. Some doctors and consultants may only come across 1 or 2 cases in their whole entire career. So it was important for us to do our research and find out. Of course, we came across TOFs, and basically TOFs support families and children and TOF adults too, and give them the support they need so that they live life unlimited, basically, and try and help as much as they possibly can. So non-government funded, all donations are raised by incredible volunteers and members of TOFs and supported by anybody who's been affected by TOFs, really.
Wow. Well, Rachael, thank you for coming on and telling us a little bit more about it, because that's one of your aims at the moment, isn't it? Is to make raise awareness about the condition.
Yeah, this week is TOFS Awareness Week up until the 6th of March. So we're, and also TOF's 40th anniversary this year. So big for us this year to get that awareness out there and get more people talking about it. You know, we're doing different fundraisers. We've got a raffle that's launched today up until the 14th of April. And I work with a group of volunteers that we're fundraising working group, all have a connection to TOFs, and we just try and raise as much money and awareness as we possibly can.
Well, I'm delighted you could join us, and thank you for telling us about Grace. She sounds fantastic and sounds like she keeps you on your toes as well, which is exactly how we expect children to be. Rachael Scott, great to have you on. I appreciate your time. Rachael there, she was telling us a bit about her daughter Grace as well and about the condition she was born with. If you want to find out a little bit more about TOFs, their website is TOFS, TOFS.org.uk.